Primetime Thursday. With Diane Sawyer and Charles Gibson.
Also tonight, Janet Jackson, sleek, sculpted, and sucking it to the teen queens. Did you get any of that? Take that, Brittany. Take that, Christine.
Oh, gosh.
Let me show you these abs, okay?
Do I? No, I don't.
Tonight, the music powerhouse has a turbulent story to tell about the pain of a failed marriage and a husband going after her millions. What were you thinking just then?
It hurt. It still hurts to this day.
And what about the question everyone always wants to ask? Does she think her brother is weird? Janet Jackson, independent, at the top of her game, and ready to talk.
Janet Jackson, the woman behind the moves, her family, and the men who have betrayed her.
It hurts. Boy, does that hurt. Yeah.
That voice, that smile. But what goes on beneath? What does she think of her brother? The rumors about her personal life. The painful end to her marriage.
It makes you wonder, was the love truly there?
When Primetime continues.
Today, there's news that Janet Jackson's new album, All For You, is expected to debut on the Billboard charts next week at #1. You'll remember she started out as the littlest Jackson, the girl with the shy smile and iron will, who has now been at the top of the music world for more than 15 years. Recently, she has weathered a season of change. The breakup of her marriage, he's suing her for millions. A careful attempt to reunite with her famously tough dad. And finally, the emergence of Janet Jackson on her own.
I feel a sense of freedom. Always in the past trying to please others, and now doing it for myself.
She's back with her sculpted arms and steely stomach. A 34-year-old body that puts those teen queens to shame. You get any of that? Take that, Brittany. Take that, Christine.
Oh, gosh.
Let me show you these abs, okay?
Do I? No, I don't.
You don't get any of it? Oh, I would. And the new Janet Jackson is letting loose. The topic is sex. I am now going to have a solo reading of a lyric or two. Because I'm going to bathe you, play with you, rub you, caress you, tell you how much I've missed you. I just want to touch you, tease you, you, please you, love you, hold you, make love to you. I'm going to kiss you, you, feel you, me. Have you read these to your mom?
Of course not. Are you kidding? No.
Give me the expression that is going to be on her face when she hears
Oh, gosh. You know, she never talks to me about stuff like
she
this.
Wouldn't?
I've done stuff like this on the previous albums. I don't know if they're just now hearing it for the first time with these new ears or for whatever, because I'm single now. I don't know what it is, but everybody's talking about that song, and it's the honest truth. I've always done, I call it the baby-making songs. And my mother, she has never, ever mentioned, not even one to me. Now, she's mentioned to me certain parts in the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, like when I did Rope Burn. I was getting on the plane, she said, baby, I need to talk to you. And I said, yes, Mother, I knew what was coming. She says, you know that song you do with the poles, baby, do you really have to do? I said, Mother. She said, people really like it, don't they? I said, yes, they do. She goes, well, I guess you have to do what you gotta do. I don't think she likes it. I'm the baby. I will always be her baby.
The youngest of the famous Jacksons was practically raised on stage. She was tiny, but you can already see the determination in her face.
Janet! What you want? It's so funky.
With iron will, she eventually blasted past her brothers, delivering 10 #1 hits, selling 50 million albums.
Edit.
But as everyone knows, her family was a strange and turbulent place. Her father drove the children relentlessly, with criticism, she says, that could be emotionally crushing. Though her mother was the center of her life, Jackson says she suffered in silence.
I never went to my mother. I didn't want to burden her, is the way that I was feeling as a kid. My family's very different. We grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses. We had nothing that truly brought us together as a family, whether you have Christmas or birthdays. Those things bring you together. Thanksgiving, Easter dinner. We didn't grow up celebrating birthdays or celebrating Christmas because of the religion. I celebrated my first birthday and had my first party when I was 23 years old. The first time in my life, and it was so much fun. I couldn't believe I had missed out on all of this, all of these years. But the most important thing to me is that we're there when we need each other. We don't talk as often as we used to. And I miss them very much, but my mother's the magnet. Everyone calls her once a week, once every 2 weeks, and she knows how each baby is doing. I'm really starting to get to know my father now. For the first time, I really feel in my life. Strange, right?
How do you do that?
Well, for myself, I guess it started with forgiveness, for one. A lot of the kids still have to go through it. I found out recently that Michael did.
Michael, of the ever-changing face, the odd behavior. So what about the question everybody's always asking? Does she think her brother is weird? She says she knows what he went through growing up, and she loves him. So weird, she says, is a stupid word. So when is the last time you talked to Michael?
Last night.
Do you feel you really know what his life is now?
Do I feel his life? I feel parts of his life, I can say that. I feel the childhood that he missed out on, only because I did as well.
Still haven't seen the babies, his children?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Oh, you have?
And they're beautiful.
And parenting has changed him?
He's so content. He really is, and a great father, a wonderful father. And see, those are the things that I mean. You can easily pass things on from one generation to the next, and at some point, it's up to you as an adult to say, you know what? I'm going to stop it. I'm going to nip it in the bud right here, because I'm not going to pass this on to my children.
They have only worked together once. Can you imagine a collaboration again, like Scream?
I'd like to leave it the way it was. It's so special to me that I wouldn't want to touch it. People would compare and say, oh, it's better or it's not as good. I'd rather leave it as is.
And you think he would too?
I think so.
When we return, Janet Jackson on the bad news. First, her marriage didn't work. And then the worst news, he's suing her for millions. When we come back.
And now Diane continues with Janet Jackson on love, marriage, betrayal, and striking out on your own. Underneath her whispery voice and the flirtatious smile is a sharp realist. We first saw that side of Janet Jackson in her 1989 album about being black in America.
The album was Rhythm Nation. The subject was race in America. Janet Jackson says it's a prejudiced country still.
I don't know if you feel it, but I do, and it hurts.
Tiny, toxic darts that a racist world fires off.
Tiny. Yeah.
And do you think I'm completely incapable of understanding what it is?
Yes, because you were on the other side.
And in her new album, she also has her guns blazing, but this time turned on guys who do you wrong. The song, sung with Carly Simon, is a variation on Simon's hit, You're So Vain. It comes as Jackson heads into divorce court with Renee Elizondo Jr., her partner, her collaborator, and her husband of 8 years. We only learned they were married when they separated, and he filed suit for at least $10 million. Apparently, he's not the first man to break her heart.
Son of a Gun is not about just one person. It's about a few people.
People betray you?
It's definitely happened. And it hurts.
And how'd you find out?
It all depends on who you're talking about. Different ways.
Friends tell you?
Yes. Family has told me.
What is the lesson you learned from those years?
My years with
Renee.
We grew up together. You know, you grieve, you forgive. Sometimes my friends say that I'm crazy.
To forgive?
Yeah, and because I still love him. I'm not in love with him, but I still love him. It makes you wonder, was there an agenda from day one? I mean, that's what it's made me do. Was the love truly there? I don't like to think about that, because it hurts.
A lot of the songs, what were you thinking just then?
It hurt. It still hurts to this day. It really does.
Even more than that, Elizondo was reported to be threatening a tell-all book, weighing in on the rumors that keep cropping up about her and other women. What are all these bisexuality rumors?
I don't know. I've been linked with so many of my friends. Dancers, choreographers, I've heard about threesomes, and we act like kids and we're very affectionate. We'll all crawl in the bed and watch a movie together. And it's none of their business, honestly. That's your own private business, whatever your sexual preference is.
Do you want children?
You know, Diane, now that I am not married, it definitely has crossed my mind. I don't know. If it's God's will, then I guess it'll just happen. But maybe someday, maybe one child. I'm not opposed to being a single parent. I don't know if I'll even get married again. Really.
Why? Why wouldn't you?
Not that it's left a sour taste in my mouth, because I've been married twice.
But for now, no husband, no father managing her career. Janet Jackson in charge of her life and saying, make no mistake, she loves it. As we said, the album debuts at #1, and you'll find additional excerpts from the interview on our website, abcnews.com.